Now, Europe stands split as the war in Ukraine enters a critical phase. From France to Italy, allies are clashing over one high-risk question. Should Europe send troops into Ukraine? The debate is intense. The stakes are enormous and unity is now under strain. France and the United Kingdom have confirmed the deployment of troops to Ukraine if a peace deal is agreed. A bold move that would signal a significant increase in Europe's role in the war. The commitment from French President Emmanuel Macron and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was sealed at the Coalition of the Willing summit in Paris on Tuesday. The trilateral declaration was signed by France, the UK and Ukraine. And following the deal, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky gave his reaction.
The details have been worked out in the system of other documents. It has been determined which countries are ready to take the lead in the elements, guaranteeing security on the ground, in the sky, at sea, in restoration. It has been determined what forces are needed. It has been determined how the forces will be managed, at what levels the command there will be.
Ukraine's allies say they've made a breakthrough, moving closer to a plan to defend Kyiv if a peace deal is reached. Talks in Paris focused on international guarantees designed to deter any future Russian aggression. Key proposals include a US-led role in monitoring any ceasefire, giving Washington a direct hand in upholding any potential peace with Moscow. Well, after signing the deal, President Macron said several thousand French troops could be deployed to Ukraine and called the declaration a major step towards ending the war.
This meeting today has had significant progress, which is reflected by the Paris Declaration for robust security guarantees for a solid and lasting peace. This declaration of the Coalition of the Willing recognises, for the first time, an operational convergence among the 35 countries that comprise the Coalition of the Willing, Ukraine and the United States of America, to build robust security guarantees.
Well, Keir Starmer said it was an important step, but tread a careful line with his predictions for the future.
It's important that we're starting the year like this. European and American allies, side by side with President Zelensky, standing for peace. And we are closer to that goal than ever. But of course, the hardest yards are still ahead.
However, not all European countries are willing to send troops to Ukraine. Italy has drawn a clear line: no troops, warning the move could drag Europe into a direct confrontation.
In confirming Italy's support for Ukraine's security, in line with what has always been done, Prime Minister Meloni reiterated some key points of the Italian government's position on the issue of guarantees, in particular, the exclusion of the use of Italian troops on the ground.
Italian PM Giorgia Meloni called the meeting constructive and concrete and said the guarantees will be part of a broader package of agreements. Other than Italy, Poland, Spain and Hungary have also expressed reservations, calling for diplomacy to take precedence over troop deployment. Well, the Paris meeting marked the 15th and largest Coalition of the Willing summit. Leaders from 27 European nations, Canada, the US, the EU and NATO were present. They pledged weapons, training and air, land and sea support to shield Ukraine and deter any future Russian attack. So the split over the war in Ukraine exposes deep fault lines within Europe as allies disagree on how far to go and how much risk to take. The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.